Hello rainbows and welcome back to Rainy Day Nails. In today's nail video, we're going to be doing scratch paper nail art. I'm not sure just how many of you are familiar with the scratch paper. I could not figure out what this was called for the longest time, but I finally found it and really wanted to recreate it on a nail design. I'm going to put a picture right here so you guys can know just what I'm talking about and compare my finished results with how the paper actually looks. I always remember this paper being so much fun, and I just thought it would be mind-blowing to have that effect on my nails. I wasn't the happiest with my end result this time around, but still wanted to share it with you guys. Let me know what you think. I definitely think I'm going to try recreating it again down the line, but overall it was just really fun mimicking the effect. There will be no specific designs necessarily in this video. I just kind of wanted it to look like how you would doodle or sketch on one of these pieces of paper, but we will be focusing more on the techniques that I use to achieve the look of scratch paper on my nails. So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers already, and I cannot believe it. But thank you to everybody who is subscribed to the channel. Once I get a hang of my schedule, I am going to be posting regularly, but in the meantime, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can know when I post a video. So again, thank you guys so very much for being subscribed to the channel. If you are not, then you should be. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Let me know that you were here. And with that being said, let's just get right into it. Hello everyone, and thanks for clicking on another video. So as always, I'm starting off with gel base coat on my natural nails, and I'm going to go ahead and size and apply my nail tips. I am never not using Model 1's nail glue because you can get a generous quantity of these tubes for a really good price, and the quality is phenomenal. Now I'm going to find the length that I want for this set, and then I'm going to take some straight edge nail clippers and taper in the nail tips so that we can have a nice coffin shape before applying the acrylic. After tapering your nail tips, you can take a hand file to make the sides less jagged, a little more smooth, but in all reality, after you lay the acrylic, you will have to re-straighten them anyway, so that is personal preference. So since we will be covering the entirety of these nails with polish, I wanted to use an acrylic that I don't typically use often, so I am going to be sculpting with Platinum Silk by V Beauty Pure. Placing my first bead somewhat in the middle of the nail, I'm going to brush that down towards the free edge, creating the thickness that I want for the entirety of the nail. Placing my second bead on top of the meeting of the tip and the natural nail, we're going to brush that downwards into the previously laid acrylic. With my last bead, I am focusing on the strength and height of the apex, as well as maintaining a nice slope from the cuticle up towards the apex. When it comes to a cuticle bead, I find that in trying to be so cautious, I will pat the acrylic more than I'll swipe it, and that leads to the issues I'm trying to avoid, like spilling over onto the skin. Once you have placed that cuticle bead nicely on the center of the nail, you'll just want to take light swipes downwards to ensure that most of that acrylic is going to flow into the rest of the nail, and that the remaining acrylic on the nail bed will self-level nicely into the cuticle. So now I'm taking my e-file with a fine grit drill bit, and I'm going to go ahead and debulk this acrylic. I didn't have too much work to do in this sense because I did lay these on pretty thin. Since we are going to be doing quite a bit of gel, we're going to be using quite a bit of gel concerning this design. But in the way of using your e-file, I don't tend to elaborate much on this because I don't quite know how to explain it in a way that might be helpful, but I try to, it's best to go all in one direction for the most part. This is going to help for ultimate smoothness and to help you avoid creating any like severe dips in the surface of the nail. But the gist, because you're not going to get it perfect before the hand file, but basically the points that I'm looking for when using my e-file is flattening out the body of the nail and then smoothing out and sealing the cuticle. Now going in with my 180 grit hand file, I'm going to get the surface of the nails nice and smooth and as even as possible, as well as getting the sidewalls and free edges to be crisp and straight. Now I'm polishing the nails with some Beetles Gel Base Coat so that we can have a nice smooth surface before we begin the nail art. This platinum silk color is actually really pretty. I feel like I've tested it on myself before, but I typically don't like acrylics that are too pink. But in this case, this was just like clear enough for me to really enjoy almost how natural it looks. It reminds me almost of the very first acrylics that I used, Mia Secret Clear, and then Mia Secret, like, it was like a clearish pink. I forget the exact name, but that one, though, was a little bit too hot pink in my opinion. This is like a really nice balance, almost like what I wish that one was. But I love how it's pretty much like a blushing clear shade. Okay, so now I've got my assortment of gel polish colors laid out in a rainbow. I wanted to get them in the shot here, but I just couldn't get my setup tall enough. But we're starting with the red, of course. I have the entire Roy G. Biv going on, but I did kind of keep indigo and violet into just like from blue to purple, just to simplify things a little bit. So I'm just going to polish little stripes of each color directly underneath one another. Then I'm going to be using a makeshift ombre brush to go ahead and blend them together. So I tried to keep this blending portion and really most of the nail art as concise as possible while still showing you guys a good majority of how I went about everything, and so you can get a good glimpse at the techniques that we're using to achieve this look. So for time efficiency, I am blending the same couple of colors at once, and then I'm going to wash my brush off and dry it a little bit, because you don't want to have a whole bunch of alcohol soaking your bristles while you're trying to blend this ombre. You do want it to be a little bit damp, but not so much wet. So yes, I am of course cleaning that off before blending the next two colors together. And I'm not so much using swiping motions as I am doing staggered stippling. Okay guys, so after curing all of that rainbow ombre, it is time to use some black gel polish, and what we want to do here is think about it like bubble letters. So we are painting a parameter of shapes or letters or whatever designs you want to put into this little nail art. It's kind of like thinking in negative space terms, because what we want to do is have the designs or the artwork be that rainbow. So in order to get that effect and still have it look scratched into, we need to sort of outline a silhouette for these designs, and then we will fill them in with a smaller version of their own shape afterwards. And then, of course, everything around your designs we will fill in with that black polish to act as the unscratched paper. Like I said in the intro, I really kept it simple with the design elements. I just, like, as you can see, it's pretty simple childish stuff, but I did want it to have just that nostalgic feeling of sketching on one of these pieces of paper. And then, of course, I wanted to see how this technique would work out, so that way I can recreate this effect with more intricate designs in the future. So it may be easier to conceptualize watching me do this with actual letters, but this is what I mean by the bubble letter effect. So again, we are outlining the silhouette of this letter or shape and then putting the same shape inside of it a bit smaller, and that's going to give us this immediate rainbow line work. So the design on the thumb was my absolute favorite. I just, I'm obsessed with space and all the science nerd stuff. So, I don't know, something about the planets and then the hearts. It was just the perfect little aesthetically pleasing setup. So, finishing off with this design work here, we're going to go ahead and cure all of that. Typically, something about the black gel polishes nowadays, it is... They don't like to cure. I'm sure a lot of you have run into the issue of applying some black gel polish and you cure it for a good 60 seconds and then it starts bubbling and rippling up. So yeah, I'd like it, even if you take your hand out or the light stops for a second because the motion sensor, that will mess up the curing process. So I make sure to hold them babies in there for 90 seconds, maybe 120 seconds. So just really make sure that black gel is cured. All right, so make sure to wipe those with a generous amount of alcohol. I think this is where I kind of went wrong with the set, at least for my liking. I was going to leave this part out, but you guys are going to see it in the final reveal anyway. I wanted to try putting one of these new little bows that I got on here. I thought it would be cute, but in the end, I think it messed with the overall aesthetic and whatnot. But regardless, it is time for the final step. I am using some matte top coat, and I've never really been one to enjoy a matte top coat, struggled with putting this on instead of a glossy one, but it's all for the sake of the effect of scratch paper. So we're gonna have to go around all of these designs again for the sake of keeping the rainbow glossy and then making the black matte. It was a little bit tricky to see where I had already top coated and where I hadn't, but I did get the hang of it eventually. Make sure not to skip wrapping your cuticle with that top coat, as well as the side walls and the free edge. Since this top coating session took quite a bit of time, I did cut it down to just the thumb, middle finger, and pinky finger, and I felt like those were the most satisfying ones to watch. So you can get a little glimpse as to how these would look with glossy top coat, not entirely of course, but once I put these in the lamp and then wipe with alcohol, that was a little strange because I had never gotten a matte top coat that required an alcohol wipe. So I was confused for a moment whenever it came out of the lamp. I thought it wasn't working, but all's well that ends well. Now I'm just applying some cuticle oil that I made myself in the cutest little dropper bottles. Oh my gosh. I think this one is lemongrass and eucalyptus scented, and it smells so good. But this is the final step to rehydrate our cuticles, and we have completed our scratch art nail design. So it's usually at this point you guys would hear me saying all kinds of gorgeous and beautiful and oh, they're so cute. And I do think this set is really cute still, but I feel like it could have been better. And I guess it's just the simplified approach to the actual artwork that kind of puts me off a little bit. But I did have a lot of fun creating this effect, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.